Is The Walking Dead over? The Walking Dead is one of the most popular shows of all time. It came a long way from a friendly cop waking up from a coma to giant communities of apocalyptic survivors. The show in its peak had incredible 17 million viewers. Now of course the numbers don't just go up forever, and the downfall of The Walking Dead started at around season 6, at least on the graphs. To be honest, the quality of shows stayed pretty good for more seasons to come, and it's normal for people to lose interest in shows after so many seasons. At this point we are more than 10 years into the apocalypse and people don't really care about the story that much anymore. But for how much more time will the show continue? The main show is technically over, but after 6 spin-off series together having almost as many episodes as the main show, it's obvious that the Walking Dead universe is very much alive. The truth is that The Walking Dead will probably never be what it once was. Spin-offs like Daryl Dixon and Dead City don't get even nearly as many views as the main show did. Both shows have a viewership of approximately 1.1 million viewers, but there's a lot more exciting stuff that are gonna be released very soon. But is the new Walking Dead actually bad? Many people argue that the show got bad when Negan came or when Carl died, and I totally see why people say that, but honestly, it's not The Walking Dead's fault. Season 7 and 8 were considered pretty bad, and these seasons really did have quite a lot of useless side stories, and it dragged and was boring at moments, but actually season 9 was not bad. The Whisperer arc was generally pretty good and didn't drag as much. My point is, if you're someone that stopped watching somewhere at season 5 to 9, I totally get it. Killing off Carl and Rick was not cool, but it does get better, and although The Walking Dead will almost surely never have so big numbers again, I think spin-offs are great. Some are bad, like World Beyond, like Dead City doesn't really feel like the real The Walking Dead, at least to me, but I didn't say it's bad, did I? Daryl Dixon and Dead City seasons 1 were great, and I can totally see seasons 2 or 3, hell even 4 coming out. And when these characters reunite, hell is gonna be amazing. The show, or shows now, can't get as global as they once were because the story is simply that complex. The Walking Dead was a story about people trying to survive apocalypse, and it still is, but I almost feel that at this point it feels more like a show based on rebuilding society. Walkers are still cool, but there's no the excitement that there once was, cause all the characters face walkers on a regular basis and we're pretty used to it. But don't forget, we have variety walkers. This is something that fans wanted for so long, and damn, I hope they don't screw this one up. They don't really add up to realism by any means, but damn different variants in France are so cool. Now again, this could drastically change The Walking Dead. Changing the walkers is huge, but if you're able to accept that we are simply in a new era of The Walking Dead universe, if you can accept this, damn, you'll have a lot of fun with the spin-offs. The story is simply not that iconic and simple, if you will, cause The Walking Dead is now its own universe, like Marvel, I guess. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, use that shell and hit the subscribe button in the face. The good part though is that the spin-offs are way better quality than the main show ever was, well except a few funky scenes. But besides that, spin-offs look great. Both Dead City and Daryl Dixon have 6 episodes, which is great cause complicating things is the last thing The Walking Dead needs. But besides that, it really comes down to personal preference. The main show had some interesting stylish choices. It didn't look cinematic and kinda grainy, I guess. Spin-offs look like films basically, so you could consider it as good or bad, I guess. But I totally see all The Walking Dead fans watching spin-offs cause they are so simple and high quality. A single episode kinda feels more special. Daryl Dixon and Dead City are great. Actually, I'd consider them better than some of the main show seasons. But I totally get fans that don't like newer stuff as much. I mean, we are in France, I get that people can have problem with that. Now, I don't think that The Walking Dead will continue for decades to come, but I also don't think everything is over. Spin-offs are good, and I generally think that second seasons will be even better. The Ones Who Live, which is a Rick and Michonne spin-off by the way, will bring back Andrew Lincoln, aka Rick Grimes, which will probably excite a lot of fans. And CRM are great villains. I love the whole thing with how they just wipe up whole communities. Jadis is now basically on top of CRM almost, and everything is honestly really badass. So no, The Walking Dead is not over. It will certainly never get back to what it once was and attract so much viewership, but the story is beautiful, and I really think that AMC realized that this gotta be good because there is no going back to the main show now. So The Walking Dead isn't going anywhere, at least for a couple more years. The Walking Dead spin-offs have made the franchise fresh and brought new perspectives, characters and narratives to to the universe. These shows have successfully expanded the universe while building the legacy of the original series. With a dedicated fan base and the ability to explore diverse storylines, The Walking Dead will probably remain a prominent force in the television landscape for years to come. So if you're someone that stopped watching at some point, you're missing out. I'm telling you, The Walking Dead is good, or good again, whatever you want to hear. So these are just my thoughts on the whole state of The Walking Dead universe. I'm really optimistic. So many franchises have been ruined in the last few years, and I think The Walking Dead isn't really one of them. I'm not saying it will be season 4 good ever again, but we're in New York, we're in France, it's fun. Honestly, I can't wait for the ones who live.